The Trump administration and the United States are stuck in a catch-22 with Venezuela right now. One of the many problems here is that Nicolas Maduro did not run the country by himself. His vice president is just like him, and that is who we're recognizing as the legitimate power all of a sudden, even though they had a stolen election. So acting as if removing Maduro is going to change the culture of corruption of the Venezuelan government is foolish. Now, the Trump administration came out this weekend on the Sunday shows and had conflicting arguments. One, Trump is saying that we're going to run Venezuela like we, the United States, now runs Venezuela as a vassal state. And Marco Rubio is saying, no, we're going to coerce them. We're going to get the Venezuelan government to do what we want them to do. And meanwhile, the Venezuelan opposition, who's more aligned with American interests, is out there flapping in the wind, because they've been trying to signal to Mr. Trump that they love him and he's their great savior. The Venezuelan opposition is the person who won the Nobel Peace Prize and then dedicated that Nobel Peace Prize to Donald Trump. Now, the world has recognized that Maduro did not win his last election. He cheated. He basically threw out the election results in exactly the way that Donald Trump wanted to in 2020. So Trump has put us in a position where we are officially supporting a government that stole its own election. But the other option is to have the Trump administration go out and support the opposition that is Trump aligned and that did win the last election, but for Maduro throwing out the election results. Because if Trump were to try to install the opposition to lead the country, they would need to completely gut the entire government, because they are all Maduro lackeys. The military, all of the government services, they are all aligned with Maduro. And Maduro's vice president, now interim president. But we learned the lesson from Iraq that you can't just throw out an entire government as corrupt and as violent as it may be and as illegitimate as it may be, because that is the only semblance of order that currently exists. And if Trump were to throw out the Maduro government and were to pull a Paul Bremer and disband the Venezuelan military the way that we did the Iraq military, we would just be repeating the mistakes of Iraq and Afghanistan all over again. I say this as someone who was in high school when the Iraq war started. It was supposed to be the short war, the one that was really easy to win, like Desert Storm, that mission. I deployed as part of OIF 3 back when they used to count that way, before the numbers got too high and they stopped doing that. And by the time we got to Iraq, like, everybody was the enemy. The militias who were opposed to Saddam, former members of the military just aligned themselves with Al-Qaeda and other terrorist networks. And we got bogged down in a 20-year war that, despite our leaving, we still have troops there. And there's still regularly IEDs and other sorts of political violence.